What's going on, Vikings fans? Welcome in the Vikings Now by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Siepman. Coming up on today's show, we're going to be diving into the full 2024 UDFA list for the Minnesota Vikings, as Kwesi has done it again with Gabriel Murphy. That is the top UDFA on this list. We'll dive into him here in a second. But first off, guys, we are less than 5 subscribers away from 25,000. So if you guys want to help me out and help us cross that 25,000 milestone subscriber count, I would really appreciate it if you guys hit that sub button. It's free, and you're just going to stay more informed with your Minnesota Vikings. But let's dive right into Gabriel Murphy. So the Vikings signed 17 UDFAs, but none other better than the UCLA edge rusher. And Tom Downey, who is our draft analyst here at Chat Sports, he actually texted me at 11 o'clock late last night, and all he said was, the Vikings did it again. So a little bit more about Gabriel Murphy here. So Tom did have him ranked as the 95th overall prospect in the 2024 NFL draft. And the reason he did go undrafted, according to Tom, was that his short arms and not the longest wingspan did obviously, cause him to fall. But his comp for him is a guy like Harold Landry. We had a third to fourth round grade on him, and he was a very productive player even after jumping to a Power 5 school. So he was at North Texas for his first 3 seasons in college football, transferred to UCLA in 2022, where he only had 1.5 sacks in his first year with the Bruins. But then in 2023, he had his breakout year. He had 8 sacks, 16 TFLs, 61 pressures, which had him have a 17.2 pressure rate. I absolutely love this guy. He is going to work out, and I can just see it now. Brian Flores with having 2 UDFA studs on that defense, and Gabriel Murphy and Ivan Pace. Kwesi does it again. Just an absolute great UDFA signing there. But let's dive into the other 16. So we did get a center from California, Matthew Cindric. A little bit more about Matthew Cindric. He was not ranked in our database, but he was a senior this past season. 6'3.5", 295 pounds. So it's good to add some more interior offensive line there. So shout out to Matthew Cindric, newest member of the Minnesota Vikings. And then KJ Cloyd, a linebacker from Miami here, is next up on our UDFA list. And again, he was not ranked on our database as well, but 6'1", 228 pounds, coming in from Columbia. I like this signing. Adds more depth, and this dude's an absolute hitter. You go toss on some of his highlights I was watching before this. This dude pops receivers coming over the middle field, so shout out to him. Now, my man, you guys saw him on the thumbnail. He is rocking a bucket hat. Jeremy Flax, the offensive tackle from Kentucky, and I'm actually a big fan of him. He is a little older, coming in at 25 years old, but he's 6'5.5". He's a mammoth of a human being, 343 pounds. He's got pretty good tape, did go undrafted, but, hey, I like the Vikings adding more juice to this offensive line. And then Dallas Gant, a linebacker from Toledo. Him and Quinion Mitchell had a good 1-2 punch last year for Toledo over there in Ohio. And, he's 24 years old. He was a senior this past season, but 6'2.5", big body, 230 pounds. So the Vikings already added 2 linebackers in this UDFA class. I mean, you got Ivan Pace, Blake Cashman. Maybe they think they can strike gold again in the UDFA department. But the Vikings did get 2 players from Mercer, actually, and Devron Harper, the running back, kind of wide receiver hybrid. He plays all over the field, man, but this dude is a burner. At only 5'8", 160 pounds. Vikings fans, this could be your kick returner next season. Watch out for Devron Harper to potentially take that role. Obviously, I still think it's going to be Kene Wangu. He is a stud as well, but this dude pops off the screen, super fast, super explosive, newest member of your Minnesota Vikings. Then another Mercer wide receiver, Ty James. This is a more prototypical wide receiver. I think he has some slot capabilities, but I'll tell you what, the Vikings practice squad in terms of wide receivers, it's no doubt going to be the best in the NFL. With guys like Tristan Jackson, on that unit as well, even like N'Keal Harry, if he goes back and forth from that. And, more about Ty James, 6 foot, 200 pounds, was not ranked in our database, but happy to have him on the Vikings. Then Jeshaun Jones, another wide receiver, as we are on number 7 here, the wide receiver out of Maryland. I like the pickup. He's from Fort Myers, Florida, 6'1" and 186 pounds. tossed on a couple of his clips. Good 50-50 ball catcher, I'll tell you what. He mossed a couple of people in the limited action I have seen from him. But, hey, Jeshaun Jones, welcome to the Minnesota Vikings. We'll get to the rest of the list here in a second. But first off, I do got to give a big-time shout-out to Mando. And if you guys use code CHAT, you guys will get $5 off the starter pack. So today's show is sponsored by Mando, and baseball season is here, and nobody likes a foul ball. Just like no one likes a smelly dude. That's where Mando comes into play. Step up to the plate and take your personal hygiene more seriously with the Mando whole body deodorant. Developed by a doctor, this game-changing formula is safe for your entire body and knocks out odor like a champ. Mando is made with mandelic acid, which picks off odor at the source, keeping you fresh for up to 72 hours. Mando is available in solid sticks, invisible cream, body wash, cleaning bars, and deodorant wipes for on-the-go use. Don't let foul balls ruin your game. Switch to Mando and keep your body odor in fair territory. My man Tex walked into the studio today. I was like, Tex, why are you smelling so good? He says it's because I'm rocking some Mando right now. So they got the stick right here. Then they also got the wipes as well. I absolutely love it. It smells fantastic. Literally when Tex walked in the studio today, I was like, dude, you smell so good. What are you rocking? He said Mando. So get hooked up today. And if you guys use promo code CHAT, we will get you guys $5 off your starter pack. Control body odor anywhere with Mando and get $5 off your starter pack. That's over 40% off with promo code CHAT. Go to shopmando.com, plug in that promo code CHAT, and you guys will get $5 off. You guys will love it. Trust me, Mando smells great. And I'll tell you what, Tex and I have been hitting it out of the park when we've been rocking Mando. So use that promo code CHAT to get $5 off. All right, number 8 here on the list, Trey Knox, tight end, who was at Arkansas. Then he did transfer to South Carolina. Big body, 6'3", 234 pounds. From Tennessee. I like the pickup. Obviously, you know, TJ Hawkinson coming off that season-ending knee surgery. You need some more depth at that department. So I like it. But another pickup I really do like just because of the position of need. Tyler Manoa, defensive tackle from Arizona. And this guy is a mammoth of a human being. He did start off his playing career at UCLA, transferred to Arizona, but he's from Hayward, California, 6'5", 300 pounds, big old body. So shout out to Tyler, newest member of the Vikings trenches. Donovan Manuel, the linebacker from FIU, actually. That's a third linebacker we've seen the Vikings bring in. Obviously, with not a lot of depth at that department, it does make a whole lot of sense, but he's from Georgia, 6 foot, 230 pounds, very similar to Ivan Pace, actually, an undersized linebacker. So pretty funny that they brought him in here as well. But Donovan Manuel, linebacker from FIU, welcome. Dwight McLaurin Jr. Now, this is probably my second favorite signing besides Gabriel Murphy, and we actually had him ranked as a top 200 prospect according to Tom Downey, and a little bit more on him here about Dwight McLaurin, as I am a big fan of his game. Super aggressive corner, and the fact that we were able to get him as a UDFA is awesome. He had no flags thrown against him last season. So he had 2 years at LSU. Then he transferred because he wasn't getting a lot of playing time. That's why he ended up at Arkansas. He's an outside quarterback. We had him as a 5th-round grade. The good about him, he's got good ball skills, more PBUs than games at Arkansas, so pretty good stat. Good tackler, which obviously we know Brian Flores requires his corners to tackle. He ran a 4.47 40, which is pretty damn solid. He missed 3 games due to a concussion last year. He is a skinnier prospect since he is 6'2", 185 pounds, but he's also a little stiff. He's not as fluid as other corners. So Dwight McLaurin, my second favorite signing. Obviously, my favorite signing, Gabriel Murphy, man. I mean, I want to kind of pound the table on this. Like, Gabriel Murphy is going to make the 53-man roster. Like, the fact that the Vikings were able to get him, our 12th ranked edge in this class. I mean, it's just special what Kwesi's done during this draft, free agency, and now the UDFA process. So him, Dallas Turner, the rookies in the building. Can't wait to see what they're going to do. But Doug Nestor coming in here. We'll fly through the last ones. Doug Nestor, offensive tackle from West Virginia. Next up on our list, 6'6", 308 pounds, coming in from West Virginia, where he did grow up. Was not in our database, but I forget what Vikings beat reporter it was, but he tweeted out, keep your eyes out on this guy. So I'm going to take his word for it and keep my eyes out for Doug Nestor. Now, Owen Porter coming in here, the edge from Marshall. I actually threw on a couple of his take because, I don't know, there's something about just guys from Marshall that, just kind of fired me up. This dude's a grinder. Like, he just plays hard. He got up after a couple plays and gave me like a super hype, let's go. I don't know. I just kind of felt his energy coming off the screen I was watching his highlights from. So, Owen Porter, another edge heading to Minnesota. But Bo Riker, so actually, fun fact here, he grew up in the Chicagoland area, actually in Naperville, Illinois, so about 20 minutes from where I grew up. But, hey, man, he played at Air Force. He is a linebacker, so the fourth linebacker the Vikings did bring in. Something about dudes that just went to Air Force. They're obviously just a little tougher, but, 6'1", 250 pounds, good athlete over there, 24 years old. Welcome to the Minnesota Vikings. Final two here, Spencer Rowland, offensive tackle from North Carolina. Again, more offensive tackle depth. Big body, 6'6", 300 pounds from Minnesota, actually. So good to see him staying home. So welcome to the Vikes. Taki Taimani, defensive tackle from Oregon. Like to see the Vikings adding some D-tackle depth here in the UDFA class. Older prospect, which is very interesting. A lot of these UDFAs were a whole lot older. When the Vikings draft, they went all like 21-year-olds in Dallas Turner and J.J. McCarthy. Just kind of interesting to see, Kwesi's thought processes. We're still kind of trying to figure him out as a GM. But yeah, that was all 17 UDFAs. A little bit of a longer video here probably, but let me know, who is your favorite UDFA signing? I got to go Gabriel Murphy. I mean, literally, I respect Tom. He's our lead draft analyst here at Chat Sports. The fact that he texted me late last night at 11:30 and said, the Vikings did it again with Gabriel Murphy. That's my favorite. But you guys let me know down below. And also give me a follow on Twitter at Pat Siepman. We'll be tweeting about the Vikes all season long. Really do appreciate you guys watching today's show. See y'all next time. Let's go Vikes.